Jordi, thank you again for accepting our invitation today and participating on this interview. It's great to welcome you during Portugal GRI. Can you please describe a little bit more about your current role as the president of Mercan Properties and more details about the organization?
Yes, thank you for having me. I was born in Barcelona, so I'm Spanish citizen by birth, and then I am a Canadian by choice. I moved to Canada, and in 2015, we started the investments here in Portugal. And myself, I moved in 2019 when the organization and the activity was already taking a relevant dimension. Mercan was founded by my partner, Jerry Morgan, back in 1989. And since 1989, we've been the leaders in terms of immigration by investment. We've been very active, obviously, in Canada and also in the US. And in the past 10 years, we've been very active here in Portugal. So I'm the president of Mercan Properties, which covers the activities here in Portugal and in other countries in Europe.
That's great. And one of the key topics we are bringing this year during Portugal GRI is the hospitality market. How do you analyze Portugal's current position in the hospitality sector across Europe?
So what's happening is very interesting because in the past, I would say in the past 2 months, Portugal has taken a leadership role in a situation that was a bit unexpected, which is the situation in the US. I'm just coming from the launching of the direct flight of Air Canada between Montreal and Porto. So I had the chance to talk to the different tourist associations and different airlines. So the demand that we are now having coming from Canada and from other countries that initially had chosen as a destination the US, whether it's from Europe or from other Asian countries, Portugal is in the top 3 destinations for people that initially were planning to go to the US. So the outlook for the Portuguese hospitality sector, I think it's better than ever. If you add the fact that very few airlines were flying direct from Portugal to Asia, yes, we had Emirates, we have Qatar, and we have Turkish Airlines, but there were no flights direct from India, from China, or from South Korea. This is This is happening, and this will be happening in the next months. So if we take the model that other European countries have followed in terms of the growth of the visitors, whether it's business or tourism, once these direct connections are made, we expect a big growth in the next 10 years.
That's very interesting. And what factors should investors weigh before making new commitments into the market, not only in Portugal, but Europe as a whole?
So it's all about the investor experience, and it's all about the customer experience, which means from the guest experience. That's why Europe has a unique selling proposition, and especially Portugal, because hospitality is not anymore about the room experience. Hospitality is about the full experience. And those are the things that we should be taking into consideration as key success factors in order to move from what we had in the past century, which was focused just on the rooms, and moving on into the experience. That's why now, for instance, the gastronomy experience is key, the cultural experience is key, and all these aspects will make the investment successful for any European hospitality investment.
And one of the key aspects behind those investments is premium and high-end hotel concepts. Do you think that they become the dominant focus for capital?
Yes and no. Yes, because there's comparing with other geographies, other jurisdictions, the availability of this high-end and premium, especially in Portugal, is not there yet. But in terms of demand, I think that there will be a very balanced demand, which is the crossing of different budgets and also different cultures. So the North Americans are looking for one type of experience. I mean, if I may generalize, the Asians, they're looking for a different type of experience, and Europeans are looking for a different type of experience, Middle East, different type of experience. So some of them, yes, the premium is key, but there are other offerings that are as important as the premium, depending on the type and profile of this one, every guest.
Yes. And one of the discussions that we had today was in terms of the short stay apartments. Do you think that they offer a unique potential here in Portugal? How do you perceive this type of hospitality plus living asset?
To me, the question is very simple, but the answer has a lot of nuances. This is like asking me, do you think that the hotels have a future in Portugal? And so then I could answer, say, well, are you talking about 5-star hotels? Are you talking about 4-star hotels? Are you talking about 3-star hotels? Are you talking about 2-star hotels? So the short stay is, again, covers a big range of offerings and management. So as we see in different cities, they've been able to modulate the coexistence between a good offering on short stays without disturbing the issue of access to housing, which is one of the key pushbacks from many cities. So getting this equation right, I don't see any reason why short-term stays couldn't have a feature. Now, the solution for Porto might be different than the solution for Lisbon. And of course, the solution for Porto and Lisbon might be different than the solution for Évora, or Braga or Guimarães. And that's why it's not easy for a federal government to legislate on that. And it's not easy for the municipalities, on the other hand, without the experience, to have a clear guidelines on that. So I can see that in the near future, we'll still be struggling with this question. But in the long term, the cities that they get this equation right, I think there'll be a good offering of short stays.
That's great. And while investors are still prioritizing the bigger cities, do you look ahead for other less saturated markets? How is your experience here for the hospitality in the future and what you are seeking as a strategy for Merca?
I can tell you that one of the best surprises we have had here in Portugal is our hotel in Beja.
Okay.
So who would say that we would have a Holiday Inn in Beja? And we have 2 hotels in Évora, and we have a hotel in Amarante. So we see this trend happening. And this is not something new in this part of the world. That's very similar to what has been happening in Spain. It's not anymore about Barcelona, Madrid, Sevilla, Valencia, Bilbao. It's about the small locations that are more and more attractive to the visitors, whether it's from Europe or from other parts of the world.
That's true. Jordi, thank you again for the interview. It was great. I don't want to take time here because we have another discussions happening. Thank you again for accepting and for participating.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.